Hello everyone! Today I'd like to share with you my sponge cake recipe with only 3 ingredients. All we need for this cake is sugar, flour and eggs. Of course, I will leave the exact amount of ingredients in the description box below. So, without further delay, let's get started. In order to create big, tall and fluffy sponge cakes, master chefs usually beat the egg whites and egg yolks separately, but we are going to be beating them together and nevertheless get a gorgeous cake. We start off with beating the eggs with the sugar. Now, you could add the entire sugar at the same time, or you can do as I'm doing. It's kind of a habit, but it really doesn't matter if you are going to add all the sugar at the same time or in parts. We start off with the lowest speed and gradually increase the speed to the highest. And on a highest speed, we continue beating the eggs with sugar until the batter is white and super foamy. The batter is going to grow at least 3 times in volume, and that's how you know that it's ready. Now, it depends on the speed of your mixer. It might take a good 10 to 12 minutes. I have quite an old-fashioned mixer, but it's quite powerful. It really does the job well, so it took me about 10 minutes to get it this foamy. Next, we sift through the flour and mix it with the batter very gently with vertical movements. The batter is filled with air at the moment, and that's the way to keep it, because this is very crucial for our sponge cake to turn out very high and light. You can see that flour is coming up every now and then when my spatula is going to the bottom and then coming up with really bubble, and inside the bubble you can see that flour is coming out. So you basically continue doing it until all your bubbles come out free of flour. Again, very softly, very gently, only vertical movements. Okay, our batter is now ready. We can now pour it onto our mold. I'm using 26 centimeter mold because I'm okay with 4-5 centimeter cake. Now, if you want to have smaller but taller cake, you could use a smaller mold. I have just placed a parchment paper only in the bottom. I usually don't put anything on the sides. I also do not oil the mold. I gently tap on my mold to kind of ensure the equal spread of the batter, but I wouldn't know for sure that it works. Anyway, bake the cake batter 30-40 minutes at preheated to 170 degrees oven. It might take a bit longer or a bit shorter, but the most important thing is that you do not open the oven halfway through to check on it, because cold air might make the cake sag. Ideally, the doors of your oven for this recipe is transparent. I check my cake with a wooden pick, and if it comes out dry, then it's ready. So, that's our sponge cake, guys. It can be enjoyed on its own or with some jam, but I'm going to take it to the next level and upgrade it to a killer cake. Wanna see how I do it? Let's go. First off, I'm going to let my cake cool completely on a rack. This will take about 4 to 6 hours in a cool, dry place. It might take longer. Just make sure that the cake is completely cool. Then I make cream. Here I have mascarpone cheese. I will gently beat it on a low speed to kind of bring it together. Now, you could also use cream cheese for this recipe, but I find mascarpone softer in taste. Mix it with the sugar powder and mix it on a low speed until these ingredients are well incorporated. I use aluminium foil to cover my dish because sugar powder dusts away, right? So this is purely to minimize the mess. Your cream is ready when it's shiny, elastic, but at the same time quite firm, just like this. Okay, the cake base is baked, the cream is ready. Let's now assemble the cake. As you can see, the parchment paper is easily coming off. Now cut the cake into 2 parts, horizontally. I suggest you go ahead and assemble the cake on a display stand. I have a nice plastic one here. It might look like a glass one, but it's plastic and I nevertheless find it very cute one. Now place a lower layer of the cake on it and gently spread a generous amount of cream. Guys, this is so satisfying. Then I'm going to be topping it with some raspberries. Now, you could of course just spread it on the surface, but I like to take time with it. This is kind of a therapy for me. Okay, we are done with the first layer. I usually spread a tiny layer of cream onto the second part before topping the lower one to kind of secure them, so to speak, but this is purely optional. We are now coating the entire cake with cream. I'm topping my cake with some blueberries and mandarin slices. I think raspberries would have looked better on top, but I think it tastes better when they're inside because they kind of give their flavor to the cake. Besides, it wouldn't make a big difference in the dark place, right? The final destination, I mean. That's about it. What do you think? Let the cake rest for about 4 to 6 hours. This is what it looks like half a day later. Let's cut it, shall we? The cake is soft but firm, very nicely holds together. Do you wonder what it tastes like? We are very soon going to find it out. It's nice but not too sweet. Berries perfectly balance the cream, very pleasant in general. Do you know what I like most about this cake? That it's not moist inside, it's well baked inside out. I hope you give it a try too. So that's it from me for today, guys. I hope you liked the video as much as I enjoyed making it. For more recipes like this, do subscribe to my channel. To do that, just click on my photo at the end of the video, and I will see you in my next videos. Until then, stay safe and enjoy some sponge cake.